I'm not even sure why I'm telling this. Maybe because there's no one left to listen. Or maybe because I sometimes forget I'm still here, still breathing, even though I stopped living a long time ago. It's been 2 months since the bombs fell. 2 months since the sky turned to fire and the ground trembled like it wanted to swallow everything. Like even the earth was ashamed of what we had done to it. 2 months since everything I ever loved was erased in a single blink. My wife, my 2 children, they were home. And I wasn't far, just a few blocks away. But I was deep enough beneath concrete to survive the first shockwave. Not because I was meant to, just because I wasn't with them. I remember the way the air shifted before it hit, like a pulse in the ground, like the silence before an explosion that never ends. I came out to nothing, no screams, no fire, just silence and dust thick enough to choke a memory. I ran through what used to be my neighborhood, past what used to be homes and parks and faces. Everything was bent, cracked, blackened, and I never found them. Not their bodies, not even the place where they used to be. Just an open space, scorched and wrong. I found fragments, a ribbon, a twisted fork, half a shoe, maybe theirs, maybe someone else's. Does it even matter anymore? I stayed there for hours, maybe longer. I just know it got dark, and the darkness stayed. I could have ended it right then. I should have. But something inside kept moving. Not hope, not reason. Just that mechanical pull. Like some broken clock still ticking after everything has already stopped. I took what I could find. A bag, half a blanket, a rusted knife, a bottle that didn't smell like poison. And I started walking. I haven't stopped since, and I haven't spoken to anyone either. Not because there's no one left, but because the ones who don't want to talk, they want what you carry, your food, your water, your silence. I've been followed, hunted, tricked. I've seen people killed over a crust of bread, over a single glove. I've seen a child beaten to death because he didn't let go of a radio. I've learned how to sleep in silence, how to chew without making a sound, how to listen to the way gravel shifts when someone is behind you. I sleep in corners, in rusted cars, beneath what used to be staircases and shelves. Sometimes I find scribbled names on the walls, prayers, warnings, confessions. Sometimes I hear things that shouldn't exist. Shadows that move against the wind. Voices that sound like my son but can't be. Maybe memory is the most dangerous thing left. I try not to stop, not for long, because the stillness is worse than the fear. I'm heading north. Not because I know what's there, but because someone once told someone who told someone else that a city still exists, a place with power, laws, safety. It's probably a lie, but it's all I've got. So I walk mostly at night. It's quieter then. The ash glows silver under the moonlight, and for a second it almost looks peaceful. But it's not. The cold is not like winter. It's deeper, more permanent. Like the ground has forgotten how to feel the sun. Not from cold, but from the sound of footsteps above, heavy, dragging. And for the first time since it all began, I wasn't sure if I wanted to fight or fade. I held my breath so long I thought my lungs would crack. But the sound passed. Maybe it wasn't even real. Maybe I imagined it just so I could feel something again. But I waited, in that silence that follows fear, the kind that buzzes behind your eyes. And when I finally stepped out, the city was even emptier than before, like the world had held its breath too, and decided not to exhale. I walked for days, through places that had once meant something. A school where I learned my name, now half collapsed and filled with ash. A grocery store where I bought birthday cake for my daughter, now stripped bare. Every corner whispered something lost, and I whispered back, hoping someone would hear me. But the echoes were always mine. I found a photo once, burned around the edges. A boy and a woman smiling. I didn't know them, but I carried it for a while, tucked in my pocket like a memory I never had. Maybe just to pretend I wasn't alone. The road north stretches out like a scar, cracked and uneven, marked by old fires and fresh graves. And I follow it, not because I believe in the city they talk about, but because the alternative is to stop. And I think if I stop, I'll become like the rest. Shadows without names, bones beneath rubble. So I keep walking. One step, then another. Sometimes whispering to the sky, sometimes cursing the silence, but always forward. Because even if it's all a lie, even if there's nothing up there but wind and ghosts, at least I'll know I didn't give up while I still had legs to stand.